Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu, and we are bringing you guys Random Pubcast number 115, and yes, 2 Random Pubcasts in 2 days. I know CulBlu is like being productive for 1 week for once, but yes, I say we because I'm joined here with the one and only AnneeDroid, or Annie, or in Anaheim. You say you're okay with all those names, is that right?
Yeah, I actually go by Anaheim with my friends. It's nice we're keeping a casual vibe here.
Yeah, awesome. Woo, go Anaheim! Oh, okay. But yeah, so we're joined here by AnneeDroid Dota. AnneeDroid, would you like to say hello to all the people out there and just like say a brief blurb for people who may not know about you yet?
Hello, I'm Annie. I cast Dota. I've been casting for about a year now, getting ready to go full-time this summer. Very excited to be involved in the esports scene. Hopefully looking to secure some bigger gigs soon, so hopefully you hear my name around some more.
Yes, hopefully we do. And speaking of things that we're hopeful for, we're both in this random pub. We can see the picks that are coming through. We got some, not necessarily unusual picks, but some picks that we haven't seen in quite a while. Specifically the Treant Protector and Tidehunter. We're seeing a lot more Tidehunter nowadays for reasons, but the Treant Protector on the Radiant squad and the Clinkz, do you think it's going to work out overall for the Radiant? Because they're going against some meta stuff right now.
I like the Radiant draft. I think it's quite greedy. I like the Treant Protector. He's one of my personal favorite supports to play in pubs, but again, the combination of the Faceless Void and the Undying and the Tree, they're going for a little bit of a big beefy strat without a whole lot of damage to back that up. And
that Invoker better get his damage up, because I don't see this going too terribly well. I see a very strong potential for early game, but it's gonna be really execution based. Like if Undying dies maybe 2 or 3 times, it's gonna be over. I think. And Clinkz, oh man, let's not talk about Clinkz. That's a whole nother story.
I like Clinkz a lot. I think he's capable of really nice damage burst, but that's if he doesn't get punished in lane. And Tidehunter, a very, very strong offlaner. He's pretty much a built-in stout shield. You can barely hurt that guy when you want to, so I think that maybe this is going to be a really tricky lane for the Tree and the Clinkz.
Yes. And we'll see if they kill Tide. I mean, maybe Clinkz, maybe I'm overreacting a little bit. Maybe Clinkz got some secret strats, some pocket strats in his back bony pocket. But we see Tidehunter actually taking quite a bit of damage. He's actually forced to back away. He should be fine. Just gonna be forced to eat a tango.
It's because he doesn't have any points in that Kraken shell just yet. But up top, we might see the first bit of damage coming out here. Is now Sven's running away, full little Undying, and now it's gonna be Warlock taking a good bunch of the damage. Musical Note is here. That Musical Note, I believe, is Excel off of Team Infamous. And now we've got gonna be a stun here onto Starts. Starts is gonna be trying to deny to neutrals. I don't know if he's gonna get there. There's no neutrals just yet. He's gonna eat it. Undying now getting out with very, very low health, but First Blood does go the way of the Sven.
Yes, and Music Note just being a jerk about it.
Yes, that is most definitely Excel from Infamous. I've seen that little taunt all too many times after first.
Just continuously taunting. Oh man, awesome stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about the players in this game, because we have ourselves a roaming Zeus already. So I don't know if this is going to be a support Zeus, but he has boots first, and it's not a typical mid Zeus. Also, we have a OD in the mid already, so...
Courier!
Yep, support Zeus. Support Zeus called it.
It's definitely a support Zeus. Excel on Infamous does usually play a position 4 or 5. His most popular pickups this patch have been Dazzle, Witch Doctor, Crystal Maiden, and Shadow Shaman, so he's usually going for those squishy little guys, but I like him on the Zeus. I think he's capable of a lot more magical output this way.
Yeah, and Zeus's support really works out because he can just deny so much vision. I mean, it was funny when people first started picking up, when they first made the change to Zeus's ability. It's like, oh, Zeus support, lol, Zeus is gonna be trash, but he turned out to be really good. So I'm always excited for support Zeus.
Alright, down bottom we have Tidehunter still sitting at level 1, as Tree has done a fantastic job keeping him away from lane. I want to say this Treant is Z-Talk, also from Infamous, but that might just be too much of a coincidence. I think that's one of his tags, but I'm not sure.
He's playing against his friends. I mean, hey, to be fair, I saw, what, 1437? 1437, he was queuing up for a game in Dota, and it literally took him like 40 minutes to get a game. So I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up queuing up against each other. Like, that would be pretty funny.
I mean, no, they'd be with each other. It'd be, Infamous reunion here on the Radiant side, as we've got... Oh wait, no, Zeus is on Dire. I'm having a real tough time here. Mid lane, though, it looks like OD gonna be using a salve just to keep himself in lane and healthy. That's not typically something you see up against an Invoker. I would expect OD to be punishing the Invoker much harder than he is.
I mean, it's gonna be a little bit. Oh no, we got rotation from Warlock. They might be able to get the kill on top of this Invoker. Just one word is all he needs. He will speak into his ears. He will be able to get the kill. OD having a little bit of fun with that one. And yeah, with the Warlock as support, I like Warlock as a support too. I just want to throw it out there. I like him better getting farm, but as a support he works as well.
I don't necessarily think he needs farm. I think he needs very steady stream of kills. Up here, we're going to have Warlock rotating and hoping to get that steady stream of kills. Is going to be casting that upheaval, trying to slow down the Radiant. Now Start's going to be taking a bunch of damage. Going to be taking a Storm Hammer to the face. Now Zeus is coming in, doing the damage. We've got a Tombstone drop here from Starts. He's actually going to get back under his tower, and now it looks like Warlock going to be the one perhaps not getting out with his life. Void, he does have the Time Walk if he needs it. He'll be just fine. There's dire at this point in the game. We're only 3 minutes in.
Yep, a lot of aggression going back and forth. This is why I love pubs. They're so random. We don't know what the heck's gonna happen, and we have just so many strange coincidences going on. Because like I was kind of expecting Undying to just fall in that fight, but it looks like Warlock only being level 2. I think he was level 2 at the time. Didn't really have much as far as damage goes.
Yeah, I mean now we've got Void trying to do his best here up against a Sven, but of all the heroes to actually give Void a little bit of trouble, I think the Sven has a nice shot. He is using that Storm Hammer very effectively, but Sven has opted to go for that 1-1-1 build, which is very peculiar. Usually if you see him relying on that stun, he's going to level it up more so than he would that Warcry.
And down bottom, Clinkz, he did get a kill on top of Tide. So I did mention before that if Clinkz gets smacked in the face a few times, it's going to be an easy game. But looks like Tidehunter, he did go down, so just feeding a little bit of gold. Speaking of feeding a little bit of gold, though, we got Z-Talk on that Treant Protector. He's trying to run away, taking quite a bit of damage. He's going to be able to drop out the living armor. I don't know if it'll be enough. And Music Note has no more mana for any more spam. Fairy Fire gets eaten. Oh, Tree. I think Tree's dead.
Yeah, he's dead, but he made a little bit of space here as sitting in lane, getting some nice secure farm. In terms of last hits, Clinkz is on top with his Faceless Void, followed up by his Invoker, so Radiant definitely winning this early game farm battle.
And it's kind of, I guess it's kind of one of the drawbacks, because like in those specific engagements you expect to see Zeus get a kill a lot faster, but he's only level 3 because he's been roaming around. All the farm has been prioritized on OD. Honestly though, I think this opens them up to being a lot more flexible because they can have the Sven get all his safe lane farm. So overall, OD playing mid, I'm always okay with that. Sven playing in the safe lane, I'm always excited to see Sven get played. So I don't see too many bad things with the Zeus playing support, but it just, you know, not your typical Zeus this patch, guys.
Yeah, the one thing that I disagree with you on is I love seeing Sven played, but I love seeing Sven played with a babysitter, whether it's a Dazzle, whether it's an Io, whether it's an Oracle. At this point he's kind of being left on his own, because yeah, they've got the Warlock support, yeah, they've got Zeus, but both of them have been roaming. Speaking of roaming, down bottom, we've got an upheaval here onto Clinkz. He's going to be taking a living armor to the face. He'll be just fine, but it's making Radiant's life hell here. So both of the supports on the Dire rotating down in this bottom lane. Sven all on his own against two very aggro-heavy heroes, the Void and the Undying.
And this is a very smart rotation because Tide he actually died down bottom. We called it out before, but he's actually going to have a lot more effectiveness in the jungle, being able to drop a few anchor smash farm or do some anchor smash farm in the jungle. Let the supports take the off lane, get some levels. If they get a kill, great. If one of them dies, so what? It's a support. It's a nice adjustment. Nice adjustment overall. I like the idea of the rotation. Maybe they can get some form of Warlock because like I think ever since I saw the game where there was a silencer, like was it Admiral Bulldog who's played a silencer versus, sorry, he played a Warlock versus a silencer. He had to build a Lotus Orb, just get rid of silence, and Warlock is always susceptible to that. So I guess I just expect every Warlock to build a Lotus Orb. Maybe that's my thing.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a game. I don't think there's a lot of point click coming out. Except, you know, maybe the Tree Leech Seed, that's kind of it as far as point-click spells go in the Radiant. So, not looking like that's going to be in the cards. We do have Warlock here guarding a regen rune. That's going to feel real nice if it's gobbled up by the Dire. Again, you mentioned the rotation down bottom. I like it in the sense that it gives Tidehunter a little bit of space, but they're leaving Sven alone, and that's giving up a lot. Down bottom here, we are going to have an attempt at TP out by the Zeus, but there's just too much damage here from the Clinkz, punishing that immediately. So, going to be losing Excel on the Zeus. Meanwhile, up top, we have Undying pushing this tower very aggressively. He still has the Tombstone if he needs to drop it.
And oh, they didn't go for tri lane. They went for dual lane. So Faceless Void and Undying in the top lane.
Mid lane. It looks like there could be some action here. We are going to have an upheaval here from the Warlock as CC&C trying to run out of here. There is no vision on the side of the Dire. Maybe they weren't expecting him to invoke that Ghost Walk, but it's keeping Invoker alive.
Keeping alive indeed. And oh yeah, sorry. So just to go back and just qualify for anybody out there who's like, CulBlu, why you hate Clinkz? It's because Clinkz is it's so underwhelming. It's just like you buy a Sentry Ward, you counter the entire hero. That's what makes it so sad for me. Because pretty much anybody can just squash him by themselves, with the exception of maybe Warlock, because his nukes aren't as
Ooh,
as
top
quick.
lane, we are going to have some action coming down as there's going to be an ultimate here from Sven using that God Strength, trying to get down starts, but there's a tombstone on the field, going to be spraying out a lot of zombies onto Sven right now, and Star's trying to do the best he can to get out alive. We've got Excel on the Zeus up here, trying to get him down. There's going to be a Warlock rotation as well. Star's the king of jukes here. Can he get out alive? His TP was cancelled. Looks like he's just going to sit in the trees and wait for death, but now we've got Clinkz up top. There's going to be a Sunstrike. It's off the mark for now, as Deja still gets out with his life. Now Void here, he does not have the Chronosphere. He's level 6, does skill it right now. He's underneath the tower, clips the tower in the Chrono as well. Going to be preserving his life there. Takes out the Warlock, leaping back the damage. Now, maybe looking to focus down the Zeus. There's going to be a Stormhammer here, connects onto Faceless Void. Clinkz is very, very low. Zeus trying to get him down, but a little bit of split target syndrome as Zeus ends up going down. Sven falls on the back line. Beautiful rotations.
Yep. Good fight overall, good fight overall. Treant Protector rotated in, targeted the right person, knew that Sven's gonna have the OP armor, has like, what, he has 1 point inside of that, so 5 extra armor, so he threw his Leech Seed on him, so Sven will die slowly, and they focus their right clicks on top of the other person, so I love the rotations. These guys are being really aggressive. This is how they need to play, because otherwise Clinkz is not gonna have the ganks that he needs.
Yeah, I mean, I think Clinkz needs to not gamble so much, because yeah, that worked out for him, but he got so low and didn't really have the health pool to be out so far. Down bottom, we're going to see Tidehunter trying to cut the wave here. It looks like the tier 1 tower will fall. That's going to be the first tower of the game going down in favor of the Dire. That opens up the entire Dire jungle as well.
Yep, more fun for Tide. Tide's going to have a little bit of fun, and moving back into the top lane. Sven, he's actually in his own jungle, farming up. He's working on what looks to be the Sanj and Yasha, so he's going for that, Power Treads, and probably going to go for Sanj and Yasha next, since he already has a Helmet of Dominator. And,
I think he should go that'd be a smarter choice, considering he's gonna be a little bit scared of Invoker spells coming out to crowd control him, Undying zombies. They do go through magic immunity, so it doesn't help that much, but again, I think just, not being afraid of that tornado meatball combo from the Invoker is worth a whole lot.
To be honest, for Sven, because he's going to be getting kited so much, I think it's probably better for him to just get the movement speed and the extra stats. Only reason why I say that is because you have 2 things that can go through the BKB, and that's Treant's ulti plus Chronosphere from Void. So I think BKB, especially one early, is not going to help him out at all.
Alright, well up top, Void looks like he might be being punished. He's going to time walk out of that upheaval. He's still a little bit slow. They are going to rotate up the Clinkz here. Not scouted out by any Dire vision just yet. Now Zeus is going to be the target going in, getting destroyed. Warlock ultimate is going to be dropped. It does stun up the Faceless Void, but not enough to stop the death. And now it looks like the Golem could be fed as well. Undying going very deep on that. It does go the way of Clinkz, so an extra 100 gold in his pockets.
More gold, faster orchids. And, ooh, is Clinkz? I guess Orca is really the only true choice he has. Meanwhile, down bottom, Treant Protector, sapping some XP from the Tidehunter and Sven. They're gonna have a little bit of fun, give him some more levels. And actually, Treant gets scouted out. You had to see him.
Yeah, but they don't really mind him that much. There's not a whole lot they want to invest just to get him out of there. He knows he's unsafe, but meanwhile, making space, as it took a long time for the Dire to secure the Ancients, and tier 1 tower falls up top.
Yep, more gold, more farm. More stuff going everywhere. GoGraph showing us that it's basically back at the 0 mark. The Dire did have a nice little hold on it. I think it's mainly because their fights have been going their way. But it was that one fight at the top where the Radiant kind of pulled it back, and I think that's where we started to see our spike going up. So we got some GoGraph advantage going the way, but the XP, I was going to say, the XP should be in favor of the Radiant, but that is completely wrong. The Dire had the hold on it, and the Radiant actually pulled it back somehow, so.
I mean, it's also 10 minutes in the game. It's really, really close. There's not a whole lot to be determined from that right now. What could be a game changer is if Clinkz is scouted out down here. It looks like Warlock, he doesn't have any vision, but Zeus going to be going in. There's going to be some Clinkz initiation here onto the Warlock. They're going to get the Warlock down before he even has a chance to think about dropping his ult. Still on cooldown, and now Z-Top could be in some trouble. There's going to be a Stormhammer up in 5 seconds, but wow, they're just going to cleave down that tree. Zeus ultimate being committed as well to gain some vision onto the Clinkz, but it looks like Clinkz, he's still feeling relatively healthy. He might want to turn back into this as Sven. He's going to start getting chunked. Chrono is committed, and now it looks like Invoker gets down the Sven, Undying gets down the Zeus. This is looking for the Dire.
The Death Ball is strong with these ones. So on the Dire side, they have more of the reactive type team because of the Tidehunter ulti. They also have the Warlock ulti. So they're not going to be. Well, I don't think they should be as in their face or as in the face of the enemy as they're trying to be. Basically, they can sit back, let Sven farm up, then they'll just easily win the game. That said and done, though, the Radiant, I mean, they're going to be finding these kills, and they're going to keep getting situations like that happening. Because Clinkz is going to be walking all around the map. If Faces Void, he shows up with the Chrono, easy kill, and Invoker. Eventually he'll have his jumps, eventually he'll have himself a Tornado Stick, and eventually he'll be able to blow somebody up by himself.
Speaking of blow somebody up, it looks like Void's going to be the target. He's going to time walk out. There's enough people here. Slows down the Clinkz. They're going to be squirting out that gush onto the Clinkz. He's going to be shadow walking away, but Tidehunter, no vision on him. It's going to be all the vision committed onto the Zeus. But Zeus plops down the wards he bought previously, so they're out of luck if they want to find this Clinkz.
No pickoffs for you. I didn't speak on it earlier. I don't think we caught it, but Tidehunter has the mechanism for his team, so probably going to be going straight for those Guardian Greaves. Blink Dagger. I hope Blink Dagger is going to be his next item because I still think it's very impactful for a Tidehunter. But Guardian Greaves is going to be a little bit more useful in this game because of all the annoying CC that you're going to face.
Absolutely, 100%. You got to get that reliable regen coming out. It looks like Treant going in very, very deeply just to ward up this lane. He might end up getting scouted out by the Sven, but it looks like Treant is going to use that Nature's Guise to get out safely. Maybe even an initiation here onto the OD.
I don't know. It's going to look close. He's going to walk in. They're going to find him. Okay, he walks away. Alright. And he goes for a hit in Midas, so basically going to have wards every 2 minutes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's nice, but again, it's a little bit of wasted time here. As down in the bottom lane, we've got Tidehunter really putting in some pressure on this tier 2 tower, and he's feeling great. Tidehunter's actually the 5th on the net worth chart, which is pretty awesome for an off-lane Tidehunter at just 13 minutes.
Up. Meanwhile, hold on. Treant Protector trying to drop the ulti. Actually, he ran out of mana for it. Didn't get to cast it. He did go down. OD stealing all of his mana before he could use it. Treant Protector is a very sad tree. And Faces Void, Chronosphere is available, so if they want to turn and kill the OD, they could, but not enough supports behind him, so he's going to go ahead and walk away. And he's...
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a...
Why? I never understand it. Faces Void going for Aghanim Scepter first. Blink Dagger before
That's a
Ags.
Fantastic pick. What are you talking about?
No, Blink before Ags.
No
I've
way,
seen
man.
it so many times.
I really disagree on that.
When your team
No,
wants to
Aghanim Scepter
initiate.
Void...
When your team
Aghanim
wants to
Scepter Void
initiate.
is fantastic. Because... it has that long duration chrono, it's a bigger chrono, lower cooldown, and if that's the only way that Radiant are going to set up initiations, have that chrono off cooldown every single team fight, or he's useless. So getting that really nice chrono up and ready before the real team fighting starts just put his team in such a good position. I don't think a Blink Dagger is the pick here at all, but down bottom, speaking of picks, be a very aggressive TP out.
Yeah, the main reason why I always say Blink Dagger before Ags on Faces Void is because Aghanim Scepter gives you a little bit more stats, but it's a very expensive item for him to get. Blink Dagger, basically you blink in, drop Chrono, get the kills anyway. His whole entire team can deal the damage in the 4 seconds that they have, and have an additional, what, 1 second? 1 second is not going to be that big of a deal. Like it's basically just drop Chrono, then drop Tree ulti. They have all the time they need. So I really don't see the need for an
Outworld Devourer in some trouble here as Zeus going in. He does have the ultimate if he wants to spend it. Looks like he should not even need to use it. They're going to get down the OD for free. Undying coming in. Really nice use of that Soul Rip. And now, rest of the Dire kind of feeling scared. We're going to have Void time walk down to the low ground, finding out on the Tidehunter, but not going to go in for it. They are going to secure the Courier pickoff. That's feeling really nice. I believe that was Z-Talk that got it on the Treant Protector, and now Excel is going to be very scared. He's going to eat his way into the trees, hoping not to be victim to any more of Radiant's engagements here in the Dire jungle.
Yep, Tidehunter surrounded. They do have the Wombo combo available, so if they want to engage them, this is gonna be they better catch the Tide, because otherwise Tide's gonna drop the Ravage. There you go. The abilities get dropped out. Faces Void immediately squashed. And that harkens to what I'm saying. It's like if Faceless had Blink Dagger, he could have gotten a way better spot, got a way better chrono off.
Speaking of which, up top, we are going to have Sven being overgrowthed up. Now to Deja in a lot of trouble. Everything from the Radiant going to be dropped down. He casts the Stormhammer onto the Treant Protector, but it doesn't even matter. He goes down without feeling anything. So trading the Void for a Sven, not a bad trade overall. But meanwhile, the Tier 1 tower on the Radiant will fall in the mid lane. Tidehunter, he's out of an ultimate. Sanity's Eclipse is still ready to go, so OD can still fight. Make sure he's picking a smart fight.
And OD, oh, interesting. OD's actually going for Veil of Discord. Okay. Not the first choice I would have picked up on him, but okay, it makes sense. Having the extra damage increase for Zeus and all of his other teammates makes a lot of sense.
Nice. He's going for Orchid, isn't he?
For OD? That's
yeah, he has.
No,
He has two Robe of the Magi's.
Yeah, two Robe of the Magi, Helmet of Dominator. That's Veil. Just one recipe is all he needs.
I've seen Orchid built up in that way, especially on Intelligence Heroes, but it looks like it's going to be a Veil. Could potentially still be an Orchid, I'm not quite sure. Either way, I do like a Veil pickup. I think it's going to amplify what Zeus can do in every single team fight. Mid lane, there's going to be a Stormhammer here, connects onto Clinkz, but there's no more vision, and now it looks like Start's walking in very aggressively. They want this tower. Fortify being spent. We're going to have an Astral Imprisonment here on the Undying. Maybe a Stormhammer when he pops out. Still 2 seconds cooldown on that. Looks like Zeus is in. They're just going to blow up that Undying before he has a chance.
Yep. And Clinkz picked up a Deso, which is really awesome. I'm surprised Clinkz didn't go for all the Orchid shenanigans. That means that he's actually more in tune to just knocking down towers and being with the deathfall of his team. So this current play of Clinkz is making me a lot more confident in everything working out for him. I am still extremely skeptical of Clinkz because he can still get blown up so easily between the OD and plus the Zeus. I mean, heck, Sven can probably one-shot him at one point. But for the most part, he's staying relevant, getting the Deso.
Having the Zeus makes it difficult for a Clinkz, but in these past engages, Clinkz has been able to go in and get the pickoffs he needs without being revealed, because Zeus is either not in the right position or there's no one else with vision on the side of the Dire. Clinkz is 4-0-4. I don't know what it's going to take to make you not skeptical of this Clinkz anymore.
He might die right now. I don't know. I mean, there's still some damage coming through. Spin, 1 cleave, 2 cleaves, he gets it! Oh, well played. Well played! Sven getting the kill, Clinkz still doing a really good job. I mean, of course, I'll give Clinkz credit where credit's due. Clinkz is doing a really good job playing his hero, but that's Sven though.
Yeah, I mean, Sven's good. He has died 3 times, so he needs to build up his items. He needs to do it now. We are going to see the Sant and Yasha come out for him. I think that's a good pickup on him. I do agree that the movement speed is great. I think eventually he wants some magic immunity if he wants to take larger team fights, but it seems like the Dire, what they're doing is they're finding one Radiant hero out of position, rotating in everyone they need to, securing an easy pick-off, and just stalling the momentum of the Radiant.
And with this current meta, I like to always call it the deathball meta, where basically the teams have a high chance of at the basically 15-minute mark or 10-minute mark and on, they just all clump up as 5 and just kill people. Like they rotate the entire team to kill 1 person or 2 people. That meta, in my honest opinion, is countered really hard by a teamfight meta where you have Tidehunter and Warlock involved. So we haven't seen that come into play yet, but we're about to see a Ravage happen here in a second. I don't think Tide's gonna let this fight go without a Ravage popped. So we'll probably see some rotations up here.
Even if he throws a Ravage, what's there to be done? We are actually going to see the initiation here come onto the OD. He's going to Astral Imprison himself, perhaps to make time for that Ravage, but it looks like Radiant are doing a great job splitting themselves up. Looks like there's going to be a Ravage after an Overgrowth, so doing a little bit less damage here. Chrono comes out. They're going to secure the kill on the Tidehunter. It's going to be a Golem dropped as well. Now Tidehunter looks like he will end up falling. Invoker on a killing spree. This Golem not even tickling. Invoker picks that off as well. More damage coming out. Radiant lose nothing. The Treant Protector actually still alive, just barely. He could actually just spam Living Armor himself back up. And Radiant feeling really, really clean about that engage. The creeps ended up taking the top tower as well. Nice.
Everything working the way of the Radiant. Yep. So the Dire definitely in a bad spot. Gold graph and XP graph probably going to show the same exact picture. Wow, really? I didn't realize that they had the lead. XP graph is going back and forth. It's within 500, so it's not that big of a deal. But item-wise, they are getting outplayed, so to speak. We have a Blink Dagger on Sven. That's really about it. Guardian Greaves on Tidehunter. But on the side of the Radiant, they have way better items. Aghanim have to fully finish up for Faceless Void. String Protector working on a Drum of Endurance for his team, so they have 2 drums on their team, so what? And Invoker, he's open to go ahead and go for that Tornado Stick if he really wants to go for one.
Alright, looks like there's going to be a Roach attempt scouted out here by the Zeus. Sven comes in, amazing Stormhammer, cleaves up the wazoo. They are going to go ahead, get a kill. There's a snatch on the Aegis as the Dire actually kills off Roshan. Invoker grabs the Aegis, and now it looks like Sven's going to pay with this for his life. Beautiful initiation, but he's not getting out of this alive. Invoker, he needs to be very, very careful here. He's going to Ghost Walk himself up. Is there vision? They don't even need it. They're going to get him down before the Fade time even goes through. There's going to be a Ghost Scepter here onto the Warlock. Are they going to get him down? It looks like Starts wants to go in, wants to make this happen, but a 1v1 is going to go the way of an Undying, and now it looks like with just a fraction of health, as there's going to be Void trying to leap up to the high ground and TP out. Looks like he will be successful in that. There's no way to break that TP from the low ground.
Yep, and basically in that engagement, he was just like, fight me! Fight me, I'm completely ripped. Is that how it goes?
Whatever, dude.
Well, no, I'm saying seriously. Come on, that's basically what he was saying in that fight. Warlock was saying that as he, fine. It wasn't funny, I agree. Anyway, but that fight did go the way of who had the advantage in that fight, because it looked like Sven got a really good initiation, but that Chrono just kind of ruined everything.
I think Radiant overall got better on that. Dire did end up stealing the Roshan out from underneath the Radiant Snows, but Invoker still secured the Aegis, used it well. They got down the Sven eventually, which is the really important thing there. Now Sven has 4 deaths to his... And in the end, Faceless Void lived, Treant went down, Undying lived, so it's not atrocious for the Radiant. I don't think it was a great, flawless fight for anyone.
Okay, so both sides took their equal losses. Aegis got burned a little bit too soon for either side's liking. And they still lost the Invoker, so yeah. Okay. At the very least, Sven has more room to farm, and he is working on that BKB next, so that will be coming up.
Alright, so if you're the Dire, what do you do to get yourselves back in this? In terms of farming, they're doing a great job splitting up, getting what they need. They actually have a 4,000 XP lead, courtesy of that Roshan, but they are just dying too much. We are going to see Clinkz go in, securing this tower. That's the power of the Clinkz with the Desolator. He melts the tower. They're going to Astral the Void so he doesn't get the gold for that, but still, now Dire, they're losing more and more map.
It was a bigger situation that OD almost got donked on. Like Faceless Void time walked forward. He was in the middle of the animation to drop the chrono, and OD astraled him. Oh, that'd have been horrible. But yeah, that astral was just in time. OD saving his own life. If Faceless Void had the blink, I'm still gonna retain my statement that if Faceless Void had the blink dagger, he could have got that kill. But hey, hindsight's 20/20. CulBlu's not always gonna be right, and blink dagger's coming up next anyway, so who really cares?
Alright, it looks like Clinkz is going to be the target of the initiation. He really wanted that tower. They have the dust here. Going to commit the Ravage as well. And they are going to secure the kill on the Clinkz using the Zeus ultimate.
Yeah, top lane.
Make sure they get him down. Top lane, there's going to be some deaths coming out, but here it looks like there's going to be Z-Talk trying to do what he can. Does cast the Overgrowth. He's invisible himself. There's currently no vision on him, so they need to go in, use that W, but I don't think it's going to happen. He does end up breaking the Nature Skies as he crossed the river, but he's going to get out just fine.
Top lane, there was a TP on Faceless Void and Invoker, and they both got the kill on top of Sven. So Sven did go down for the Clinkz. I think it's definitely a fair trade, especially considering the fact that Clinkz is less impactful in my honest opinion than Invoker. So it's basically Invoker versus Sven. So,
Alright, Tide finally making some real nice item progression. You mentioned that he finished up the Greaves, now he has the Blink in his stash, going to be flying out to him soon. Faceless Void as well, finally picking up that Blink Dagger. I think it's going to help, but I definitely agree with that first item Aghanim's pickup.
Yeah, fine, to each their own. CulBlu is just a little bit salty because Blink Dagger is way better. I think Blink Dagger is way better, but yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Being able to initiate every single team fight makes a lot of sense for your team, especially if you're doing the death ball anyway. So your team's always going to be there. I just think that a lot of people give back or Time Walk a little bit more credit, than it deserves, as far as the distance that you get, because that's basically Vengeful Spirit's attack range.
Alright, we are going to have a Tornado combo come up, Meatball as well. OD going to be force-staffing himself out, astraling himself up, but I think Invoker might just have the kill power to do this. Veil of Discord cast on him as well, but fuck my mouse, might be in some trouble. He's going to get cold snapped up, forced to pop a BKB charge. Now a blink away from Invoker, fearing a little bit of the Zeus damage, especially with that Veil of Discord on him.
Rotations come on top from Undying plus the Faceless Void, so they want to go for a kill. They can go for a reinitiation. This is going to be an easy kill for them on both OD and Zeus, if they can find them, of course. We'll see. Oh, they're getting close. I don't know if Faceless Void is walking in the right direction. Oh, they're going for a team fight. Clinkz actually might get... Yeah, Clinkz getting scattered. Our Treant protected getting scattered out. Drops his ulti. Faceless Void's coming around the backside, trying to wait for the perfect moment. Catches the chrono on nobody. There we go. He catches it. He's going to be able to catch two people inside of it. They do get a kill immediately on top of the Zeus. Warlock ulti gets dropped as well, just to delay the fight a little bit. And Sven taking quite a bit of damage, but I don't really know who the heck he is. He's on the backside, just getting hit with some right clicks. And Faceless Void plus the Clinkz will be able to get the kill on top of Sven. Meanwhile, fights happening around the other side. Tidehunter, he's in the middle of it. He's in the thick of it. Can't really do anything but die. So he officially go down. OD drops a hammer. There goes more damage coming from the Zeus ulti. BKB from Clinkz is going to come through. OD forced to drop the Astral. And Zeus trying to get what damage he can, trying to force everybody back. But unfortunately, they're a little bit too aggressive. And they're so damn sticky. They will be able to continue the push. Radiant overall winning that fight. A lot of big team fight ultimates getting used in that one too.
Yeah, Radiant did fantastic there. The ultimate from the Warlock was very well placed, but the immediate follow-up from the Chrono was perfect. I think there couldn't have been a better Chronosphere there. They actually secured that their Treant Protector lives because he was astraled up. Odie wanting to go in for that killing blow, but not able to do so as the Chrono was cast right on top of him. Now Clinkz. Serious damage here. He's actually back up to full health, feeling really good. Treant Protector still alive, so he can cast that Living Armor on the Void, keeping everyone safe, happy, and the first lane of Rax is taken by the Radiant.
And that's going to be economy hits. I didn't really look at how many towers were left, but there's a lot of towers left on the Radiant side, which is a good and a bad thing. That means that they have more map control, yes, But that also means that they lose like maybe 2 team fights in a row. They'll probably lose every single tower, which would be a huge, huge, huge jump in gold for the Dire. So they need to be really careful at protecting the towers right now.
I mean, they've got a Treant protector. How much more careful can you be in terms of tower protection?
Basically, they need to make sure that Fortify is off cooldown every single team fight. No. Oh man. But yeah, Clinkz starting to transition to MKB. Does he might have evasion, or is he just getting that just for damage?
I mean, he's feeling good. It could beat MKB. It could be my favorite item of the game. It could also be a Daedalus.
What? No. Why would Clinkz get a rapier? What is the point of Clinkz getting a rapier? I don't understand.
I mean, he could one-shot Zeus completely, he could two-shot Warlock, he could like four-shot Sven. I agree, I think it's an MKB, it's gonna help him. Just that mini-bash is gonna be so useful, but he's not locked into anything just yet.
I call shenanigans. Okay, put it this way. If he gets a freaking rapier while his team's in the lead, I will gladly give you all my rares. There, how about that?
Alright, I'll take them. So
right.
we are gonna have Clinkz going in. Be waiting for that rune spawn. It's gonna be a regen rune that he takes for not a whole lot of regen. Be an ult there. I think Dire are really, really scared of a rotation. They just use that for scouting.
Should make sure nobody's that. Make sure nobody's doing Roshan. I mean, he's not gonna be up for another, what's this, minute? Oh, we'll see in a second.
Yeah, it's undecided just yet. We got about 10 seconds so we figure out how long he's down. I'm guessing it's going to be a quick spawn, just because the pace of this game is so rapid. We do have a smoke here from the Radiant. They're up the mid lane. They want to make something happen, perhaps looking for a Dire jungle pickoff, but maybe nothing just yet. Roche up in 2 minutes, and I think Radiant are in a position to make something happen very, very soon, then rotate into the pit for some goodies.
Easy Aegis, easy Roche. Maybe they can have another fight like they had last time. I just think that, like I said, I feel so bad for Sven. He had such a good initiation on that Roche fight, and then he didn't get rewarded at all. Just got slapped in the face with the chrono. That's not the kind of
Alright, top lane. We're gonna see the Astral here on the Clinkz, so OD looking to maybe punish this guy before the towers go down. There's gonna be a Veil of Discord as well. In fact, Zeus getting him very, very low, but Undying, trying to keep him healthy there, using that soul right for his buddies, and maybe just to clean back out here, as Dire are showing they will not let this Rax go without a fight.
And we'll see how effective Tide is in this next fight. His Blink Dagger is online. Sven has a Blink Dagger too, so they can actually blink in and go for these easy fights. I was about to say, I seriously doubt Radiant's gonna stay here and fight, but I've seen some teams get greedy and try to take the farm in the jungle and then run away. So I'm glad they did. I'm glad they backed away, because otherwise it would be like kind of like a throw situation.
And Invoker having to let his Forge Spirit buddies go down. Roche is going to be up in just about a minute. If Radiant want to hang around the pit, they can do that. Looks like Clinkz going to be going in, sniping those Ancients for himself. I like that pick. I like this Clinkz. He's playing cocky, but he's definitely has the skills to back it up.
Yes, definitely has the skills to back it up. Clinkz, generally speaking, Clinkz falls into the role of basically trying to go for the solo pickoffs. And in the current meta where we're playing Deathball, where pretty much every support is almost always going to have a TP in the laning stage, it never works out for Clinkz. So I like the fact that this Clinkz is playing a relatively team-minded game, where he's going for the damage, he's trying to go for a split push every once in a while. But for the most part, he's always there with his team. He's always there with his team, able to get the pickoffs on top of Zeus and Warlock before anything bad happens.
Alright, looks like the Roche is going to respawn just as Radiant leave the pit. They know that Dire is all going to be up near in this top lane, so they're feeling really comfortable pushing this, especially with the Zeus scouting out, showing that Radiant, they're focusing on the bot lane, so maybe trading a tier 1 for a set of racks is not ideal, but they've got to do something. Mass rotations back here into the Dire base. They want to start a fight here. Clinkz is chunking down this tier 3 tower. Fortify being spent, a Pipe of Insight debuted by the Treant Protector, going to be helping out against a lot of that magic damage. Astral Imprisonment here comes out as they are going to go in solo chrono onto the Sven. They want to get this guy down, and now the BKB Clinkz doing a massive amount of work, and it looks like the Ravage being spent. But all the Radiant heroes are relatively healthy. Screw that, as there's a Sanity's Eclipse. It does get down the Undying. Everyone else still feeling pretty okay. Clinkz doing what he can. He does not have the Aegis just yet, so he's got to be careful here. Tier 3 tower getting low, and OD falls. Invoker's going down. We're not quite done with this fight yet, as Faceless Void playing so aggressively. There's no Ravage from the Tide. He's just trying to chase down this Clinkz, doing what he can. Anchor smashing him up, but Clinkz, he's running. I think Clinkz got this just because he's faster, but there's going to be a drums committed here by the OD, wanting to chase this guy down. They do reveal him there with the Zeus W, but he's just going to get a warning this time.
Yeah, in those situations, they got what they wanted. They did not get the tier 3 tower, but they did force a buyback on OD, which is just as detrimental. I mean, that was a very expensive buyback. Also, it's going to be on cooldown for 6 minutes. So that means that they can just go back, get Roche, get Clinkz Aegis, and have a nice next fight.
Absolutely. Looking at the net worth breakdown, we do have Invoker and Clinkz taking up the top spot, but followed up very, very closely by Void. So Radiant, they've just got more heroes in the upper echelons. It's looking really, really good for them. Overall, net worth and XP, both in favor of the Radiant, but XP actually getting close to tipping in Dire's favor. It's very, very close.
And I think all supports at this point should have level 2 of their ultis. So yeah, so that means that when team fights do break out, more amp damage, more Zeus ulti, more Warlock golem damage, just more stuff overall. So we're starting to hit that point to where it's really going to come down to who wins the next few team fights, because if you're in a situation where you're, I think in this case for the Radiant, they're kind of spread between the Clinkz and the Invoker as far as their main damage dealers. But if you're in a situation where your Invoker's not alive, then I think the Dire should be able to handle it, but I've been proven wrong a lot of times by Clinkz, so I don't know. It's a little hard to figure out who the true linchpin. But on the side of the Dire, it's really easy to see that if Sven dies, pretty much they don't win the fight. Basically, Sven got killed early in that last team fight, and his team lost the fight essentially.
Alright, we're going to see another Scouting Zeus ult, which is the power of that support Zeus. You know, he can just go in, slam it every time that R is off cooldown, but now he's really out of mana. In fact, he does not have any arcane boots, no mana regen items. He's feeling pretty sore. Been back to the well a couple of times here, his last death, and now
Time is money.
Clinkz did end up going for that Daedalus, so opting to go for the ultra powerful hit rather than the mini bash, as there is no real evasion yet on the Dire. Now looks like there's tornado off the mark here in the top lane. They do scout out the fact that Sven's TPing, but they cannot break it.
Yes, and I would like to say officially my rares are safe. I was very afraid because Clinkz was saving up a lot of gold. I was very afraid he was going to go for Rapier, and I was going to be very upset.
I mean, he could still buy a Rapier before the end of the game.
Hey, my offer only stayed for like that one moment. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. It does not count for here on out. Clinkz decided to go for Daedalus. No, actually, you mentioned the Daedalus, so I guess technically you still won that one. But he didn't go for the MKB, which makes me sad. I like MKB.
Alright. Looks like this tier 3 might be under siege. We've got a Sanity's Eclipse online. That's going to be level 3 on the Outworld Devourer, doing a lot of damage there. Hopefully Clinkz can get this tower before he's really, really punished by this OD and the Zeus, but I'm not quite sure. We are going to have Void ready to leap up, ready to go for a nice big chrono. He's going to be gushed out by the Tide, showing that there is vision there on the low ground. Tornado comes through, it does connect onto the Outworld Devourer. Meatball going through as well. Deafening Blast off the mark. In fact, Invoker maybe a little bit cautious there, but on the backlines we do have a chrono. It does catch out the Tide, it catches out the Zeus. There's going to be a Sunstrike following up. The Chaotic Offering is dropped. The Ravage is spent, but it's only connecting onto the Treant Protector. That's a lot of ultimates being used for just a piece of lumber. Still feeling very, very healthy.
Yes, a lot of resources being used indeed. I mean, they popped the Sven BKB. They popped the Warlock ulti with an Ags. I think the Tidehunter Ravage at that point may have been unnecessary. They had the kill on Tree already. At the very least, they forced a BKB charge from Invoker, but that's really about it.
Yeah, now Radiant, they're still in fighting shape. They're dealing with some golems. Back here, we are going to see Zeus. He's going to be slowed up there with the time dilation. OD just getting destroyed. He's going to astral himself up, but he's just preserving his last couple seconds of life. As in the back lines, Faceless Void ends things with a time lock, just whapping him into oblivion. He's going to be spending about a minute and a half in the well. No buyback for that guy.
No buyback indeed. Oh man, team fight ultimates are down. This is gonna be the ultimate push coming out from the Radiant. There's not really much that Dire can do except for sit there and die. We see Warlock already taking a bunch of damage. Sven jumps in. Oh man, Sven gets beautiful ulti, catches two, trying to get the kill on top of the Invoker, but Invoker drops that Deafening Blast. That's what Appearance gets dropped as well. Chronosphere is available for Faceless Void, and Clinkz is back up. He's ready to go. Aegis is ready. His body is ready. Sven, will you be able to do anything? Is a big question. He can't blink out. He can't drop a Storm Hammer. Everything's on cooldown. He can't do anything but just sit there and take a Sunstrike to the face, and one more right click will do it. Looks like Invoker gonna go and try to run forward, and he will be able to get the kill. BKB charge getting used, Invoker gonna be able to walk on this one scotch-free, essentially.
Yeah, he's doing fine. Void's still feeling healthy. I mean, Invoker, he could use a trip back to the well, but he's still doing great overall. He's out of mana, so not gonna be able to do anything crazy here. He's got one more Invoke ready to go, but I think this is just a clean victory here for the Radiant. So, Owie on the Tidehunter. Not his lucky day. Team Infamous will or 2/5 of Team Infamous will reign victorious here, as it's going to be mega creeps. I think this is time for Dire to tap out. They're probably just kind of sitting in their well, waiting for imminent death. Zeus walking back and forth, Tidehunter sitting there, and maybe Warlock trying to clean out some creeps, but overall, they're going to focus down the tier 4s, and this is going to be a nice win here for the Radiant team.
And Radiant's gonna be able to take the Ancient, just make it a fast kill. Chronos Faces like Chronosphere. Best ability ever. Alright, there we go. That's the equivalent to pausing. That's equivalent to pausing before the Ancient dies.
Yep, just going in. Again, Radiant, once they got that first lane of racks, it seemed really unlikely that Dire were going to come back. Radiant just had great go in, get them, push the high ground kind of lineup, and Dire, their high ground defense was mediocre.
Yeah, and it makes me really sad because Tidehunter didn't work out the best. Didn't work out the best of ways, but at the very least, the game happened. Zeus, we got to see support Zeus, and Aoi tried on that Tide, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. But yeah, I still want to see more teams experiment with Tidehunter though. I think people should keep on going with him. I think his ulti is probably not the best of responses. I like Magnus better, but that's just me. Anywho, but yes, Annie, would you like to say your final goodbyes? Like, plug stuff that you have out there as far as your links.
Alright, thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun. I don't usually just cast pubs. I've been focusing more on South American pro scene, but we got Z-Talk, we got Excel, it's kind of the same thing. If you liked my casting or want to follow me, leave me tips, leave me feedback, you can follow me on Twitter at AnneeDroid, ANNEEDROID. So thank you so much for watching and having me on.
Yes, not a problem. And thank you guys very much for watching. You guys are all awesome. You guys are all amazing. If you want to check out more of my stuff, you know where to check me out. I have my YouTube, which is youtube.com/CulBluDota. That's CulBluDota. That's where I post all my VODs. And I also Twitch. You can also check me out on twitch.tv/CulBlu. That's CulBlu. And that'll be it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, we'll see you guys whenever.